Do this daily check-in daily, normally about noon, but I'm a little late today, but that's okay. I'm live from the LBC. You guys know summertime in the LBC. Oh, it's not summertime right now, but it's Christmas time in the LBC. So I'm at the Hyatt Regency, Long Beach, California. They call it the LBC, for people that are, around here, unless you listen to, you know, rap music and that kind of stuff, then you know what the LBC is, right? So I'm letting people know that the LBC is Long Beach, just in case you never referred to it as that, right? So I've been here for about an hour or so. I haven't been to the Hyatt Regency in probably a couple years. I know it has to be a couple years. And I've always liked this hotel because it's attached to the convention center. That's one good thing, the Long Beach Convention Center. And also, this is where they have the jazz festival. Long Beach Jazz Festival is right in this same. Well, I guess it's kind of in back in the lagoon area. So, just a great venue for that. The jazz festival has been going on for years. So you may know it as that or from that. Let me turn on the chat here. I'm live on LinkedIn, live on YouTube, and please forgive me. There's I don't know if it's construction, but there's something going on. And I think there's a Christmas tree right next to me, so they may come and take that Christmas tree in a minute. So just in case you hear, people working, and that's a good thing, right? So that's okay. But let me turn the chat on. Make sure you guys can make your comments if that's what you choose to do, and I'll put them on the screen in real time. So I'm in the lobby area. As you can see right in back of me, there's like a marketplace slash bar. So you can get snacks, you can get entrees there. I mean, I think I saw something that kind of piqued my interest. It was tofu, like a tofu something or other. Um, I can't remember. It was tofu, rice, and some steamed vegetables. And I'm like, okay, with some kind of like with some sweet and sour sauce. I'm like, okay, I can get with that. You know what I mean? I see Miss Cheryl Rogers all about the experiences. Thank you, Cheryl, for jumping on here. Appreciate that. We don't often get a chance to, it's not often that you grace us with your presence, so we appreciate it. And I definitely have to acknowledge Miss Cheryl when she comes on because, she's like a unicorn. You know what I mean? You don't know when she's gonna pop in and pop off. You know what I mean? So you just got to take advantage of a unicorn when it comes on your show. But she's hello from Omni San Diego. Okay, so she must be having a program there at the Omni in San Diego. Okay, I see you, Cheryl. So good for you. Have a meeting there, program meeting, whatever. Or maybe she's doing a site selection. Maybe she's there for lunch. I don't know. Maybe she'll let us know why she's there at the Omni San Diego. But I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, she's there, right? She's doing her thing. So, but no, thank you so much, Ms. Rogers, for coming on. And I have some specifics for this particular hotel. Of course, I do. I got the vitals for this hotel, right? I don't just come on here and say I'm live from this hotel without letting you know the specifics of this hotel because I never know who's listening, I never know who's watching, and they may want to know, well, how big is that hotel? I got a program that, I may need Russell Hotels to help me with, but if that hotel's not big enough, or if it's too big, I may not want it there. So well, I'm here to help. That's what I do, right? I'm here to help. So feel free to always reach out to me, but I'm gonna give you the specifics right now. So there you go. Specifics are 531 guest rooms, 23,162 square feet of meeting space, which is, that's a good size for 530 rooms. That's a good size of meeting space. 18 meeting rooms. So within that 23,000 square feet of meeting space, you got 18 different rooms. So, and they're various sizes. I want to say the largest one is about 10,000, a little bit over 10,000 square feet. And then the last renovation was 2021, that's good. That's only like 2 years ago, right? So remember I told you guys the rule of thumb, my phone was just ringing. The rule of thumb is, in fact, let me turn that ringer off because I don't want people calling me. I mean, they can still call me, but I'm just not going to answer it. Um, the rule of thumb for renovations is like 7 years. So yeah, it's only been 2 years since they've done the renovation. So that's a good thing, right? So I love this hotel. I know always liked it. It's kind of split level, like I say, excuse me. Said, man, where'd that come from? So I walked in on the you walk in on the lobby level, but then you can go down the escalator and it takes you like the pool level, right? There's a restaurant down there and a pool level is there as well, and then you can go up the stairs and then there's meeting space up there, and then up further. Then of course you take the elevator up and that's where the guest rooms are. But yeah, very nice hotel, Four Diamond Hotel. I've always been fond of this hotel. Never actually brought a group here. Then I'm trying to think. Have I ever brought a group here? I don't think so. But it's always on that list of hotels that for whatever reason people just the clients don't choose it. They choose another hotel. But I like it. I've always liked this hotel. It's attached to the convention center, so if it's a huge group that needs a convention center, then you can't go wrong. I mean, it's literally attached. Some convention centers, they may be a walk away from it, but no, it's actually attached to it. So you walk out the door and be there in like 30 seconds. So there you go. Can't beat that, right? So shout out to what's it called? Visit Long Beach as well, the CVB, the DMO there. They do a great job as well. So okay, I come on and do these lives, right? Like I said, I do them Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday because I do my show on air with Russell of Hotels on Tuesday at 1 o'clock, right? So I'm doing something at least 4 days a week where either I'm in a hotel or I'm in my office, but I'm still doing a daily check-in just to let you guys know, what I'm working on or where my thoughts are within this hospitality, this hotel space, right? Everything specifically hotel or CVBs for me. Hospitality is a huge industry. I mean, I can easily talk about restaurants and things like that, but that's not me, right? The furthest I get in with restaurants is non-meat eats because I don't eat meat, so I'll talk about that. But as far as how restaurants work, that's someone else to do. Although I do have experience with that, especially the ones that are inside hotels. Yeah, but that is never food and beverage. It was never. I know enough food and beverage to get myself in trouble. Let's put it like that. Okay, I know enough just to understand it, to ask the right questions, to see what's going on with this because I know something, right? So yeah, but that's my involvement with food and beverage. But food and beverage, hey, my hats off to the people in food and beverage. But yeah, anyway. But like I said, I always come on and have an agenda. Today's agenda was, and it really had nothing to do with. I don't think it had anything to do with this hotel, but it had to do with like interviewing or something like that. Let me just hold on 1 second. Oh, preparing for interview. I've been, getting a lot of phone calls, people interviewing for jobs and things like that. It's always important that we go into interviews prepared, okay, knowing what the heck's going on, not just about ourselves, but what's going on with the property. Because you have to do your homework, right? I mentioned yesterday that we've forgotten to do our homework. We're not, engaged enough. Well, when you're doing an interview, you definitely have to be engaged and you have to do your preparation. You just can't show up these days and just wing it, so to speak. Unless the people that you're working, potentially working for, they don't care about that. But most people do. Most people want you to engage and know exactly what's going on. So preparing for an interview, and it's going to be real quick and painless. So don't worry about it, right? But yeah, I got 10 more things to talk about, right? And did you notice they're in the Christmas colors? Did you notice the color scheme? I got some greens and some reds. Those are Christmas colors, right? So anyway, hotel overview. Familiarize yourself with the hotel's location, size, and facilities. In fact, let me put this on this side. I don't like that where it is. I don't like that where that is. Okay, so I got my little monitor right here, right? So I'm reading it. See, normally I'll be down here like this, but no, I'm looking up now. So I got, I'm trying to get better, right? So hotel overview, familiarize yourself with the hotel's location, size, and facilities. Understand the type of accommodation it offers, such as luxury, boutique, business, or budget, and how it positions itself in the market. So yeah, so you have to know, like this hotel here, right? So it's a Four Diamond Hotel, right? It's right across from the water. It's right across from shops and restaurants and all that. So you would need to know all those things. What's across the street from here? What's in this area? What's the draw what is the traffic generator? You need to know that, okay, there's different events that go on here, like what? The Long Beach Grand Prix. That's huge, right? And say you didn't know about the Long Beach Grand Prix. Well, it happens every year, and it goes right by the hotel, right? So it would kind of be very important that you knew that, this area is impacted by the Long Beach Grand Prix, and you may like do a lot of client kind of things right around the Grand Prix, like client events and things like that. So, and you're right across from the harbor, so you can do like harbor cruises with your clients. There's all kind of things that you can do, but you have to be familiar with your facility, how big it is, where it's located, and other things around. I'll get to the other things too, but yeah. So you need to know what your position is or how to position a hotel, because a lot of times you interview and they say, hey, I'll give you like 5 minutes to give me what would you do in the first 30 days of working here. What would you do if someone asks you that question? What would you say? Okay, I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to come up with your action plan for the next 30 days. What would you do? What would you say? I mean, those are questions that people ask. I was asked that one time not too long ago. Somebody was kind of filling me out and kind of, I think they were just fishing, but I gave them probably too much information. But yeah, so those questions do happen. Number two, target audience and market position. Identify the target audience of the hotel and how it positions itself within the market. Know if it caters to business travelers, tourists, families, or a specific niche market. So yeah, so like I mentioned this hotel again. It depends on the year, right? If it's in the summer, of course, you're going to get more families. During the regular part of the year, I'm hoping they do a lot more corporate, because remember, corporate is coming back. In fact, I'm looking at people, meeting goers, people going to meetings now. It looks more educational or government. I mean, you can tell, right? I can tell if they're, if it's a corporate group, is it like an education, like a school group, or a government group? You can just tell, and if you listen, you really can know what's going on, right? And I haven't even looked to see, because I can easily look on the what do you call it, the reader board, and it will tell me. But I haven't even done that. But I'm just kind of watching the people and listening to conversations, and it's telling me it's either a educational group or some type of government group. Just, I mean, once you've done this stuff for a while, you kind of know. But you need to know exactly who the target audience for that hotel is that you're interviewing with, and their market positioning. Number three, brand value and image. Understand the brand values and the overall image the hotel seeks to project. This information will help you align your responses with the hotel's goals and mission. Yeah, so know what the brand, the values of the brand. And if it's a Hyatt, what does Hyatt stand for? You know what I mean? And sometimes you gotta ask them. Like I say, I understand what Hyatt stands for and blah blah blah. But you know, can you tell me what do you think of your image? Because I know what my thoughts of your image, but ask them. Sometimes you can throw stuff on them. Ask the question, because remember, just as much as they're interviewing you, you're interviewing them. Okay, always remember that. We sometimes go in here and think that oh, it's just it's them interviewing me. No, 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 no. You don't have to take the job. Just like they don't have to offer it, you don't have to take it. Just because they offer you a job doesn't mean you got to take every job, right? It may not even align with you. So let's think about it like that, right? The next one is competitive landscape. Research competitors in the area. Understand the strengths and weaknesses of other hotels in the vicinity, and be prepared to discuss strategies to position the hotel favorably against competitors. Who's the competition? If you walk into an interview and you don't know who the competition is, who's within their comp set, shame on you, right? So you need to know that, right? I mean, and it's not just always what's the hotel across the street. Sometimes it is, sometimes it may not be, right? Because competition is basically, how do we figure out who our competition is? Basically, do we share the same business? It can be the same size hotel, but do we share the same business? Because a budget hotel may not share the same business as a business hotel. It just may not, right? So they may not be, just because they're across the street does not necessarily mean that they're within your comp set or that you compete with them for business, right? It could be a hotel right across the street that all they do is airline business and OTA business. That's like Priceline, third party OTA, right? And you don't do any OTA and you don't have any airlines. Well, you don't compete with them because you don't do the OTA and the airline. So it just depends. So you got to do your homework and see exactly, okay, there's a Westin that across the street. Who are their clients? And you can find that out. Easy, easy. The next one, current sales and marketing initiatives. Explore the hotel's current sales and marketing initiatives. Familiarize yourself with recent campaigns, promotions, and partnerships. This knowledge will demonstrate your interest and awareness of the hotel's current strategies. Yeah, if you know that stuff, they know, okay, he's familiar with this, he or she's familiar with the campaigns that we're doing, or the promotions that we're doing, and some of the partnerships. Yeah, I mean, you can find that stuff out easy. If you're interested in particular hotels, if you're interested in interviewing with a hotel, you can find this information out. You can ask people questions. You can, ask someone within the comp set. I guarantee you know somebody there, right? So just ask them, like, say, hey, do you know anything about what's going on at the Hyatt Regency across the street? They'll let you know, right? So, and even call the hotel that you think about interviewing at, or go to their website. There's a lot of information out there. If they have social media, make sure you go to their social media platforms and see what the heck they're saying, what they're doing, what are they talking about, what events are going on. Maybe some new events came up that you didn't know about, and you can talk to that during the interview. So just make sure that it's about doing your homework, right? Number 6 is recent achievements and challenges. Recent, be aware. Did I do that one already? Yeah, I did that one. Yeah, I did that one. Recent achievement and challenges. Be aware of any recent achievements or challenges the hotel has faced. This includes awards, recognitions, renovations, or changes in management. Acknowledging these during the interview shows that you've done your homework. That's what they want to see. So know that, who manages the hotel or who owns the hotel. You got to know that stuff, right? Maybe it just recently got changed. Say, hey, how's the new management going? What do you mean? Yeah, I understand that you changed, management companies from management company A to management company B. Oh, yeah, we just did that like 3 weeks ago. How'd you know that? Hey, I've done my homework, right? I mean, that'll blow people away. But if you don't do your homework, you're never going to blow them away. So make sure you do that. Make sure you know any awards. Maybe they're in, Condé Nast. They're the best hotel, best convention hotel in California. I don't know. Or maybe they share that with the CVB. They have the best CVB, for corporate business. Whatever the case is, you got to make sure you know that stuff, right? And what about, renovations? Maybe the renovation hasn't started yet, and maybe they're overdue for one. Like, hey, I've been walking around, been checking out the hotel prior to my interview, and do you have an interview? I mean, do you have a renovation scheduled anytime soon? I mean, bring that stuff up because guess what? It affects how you sell the hotel. If the hotel's not renovated, that's more pressure on you and your sales team. Okay, so I mean, those are questions you got to ask. Once again, remember you're interviewing them as much as they're interviewing you. So if they're like him and Han are not sure, I don't know when we're going to do the renovation. Well, like I said, it's going to affect you, and the numbers that they give you to achieve, you signed on for it without the renovation. So just remember that, right? And always make sure you get enough money too, because once again, you're gonna assume all the responsibility. If it's a renovation or lack of renovation, whatever the market segments are, you're assuming all that. The numbers they throw out there, you're assuming those numbers. So make sure you're being compensated fairly, with at least within your eyes, that you can do the job for that amount of money. Because you can't go back once you sign, you can't go back to the drawing board and say, hey, you know what? I need to rethink this. Yeah, because I didn't know that you guys were never going to do a renovation. I didn't know the rooms were that bad. And make sure you ask to see rooms. Make sure you go and you walk the space. If it gets to that point, right? Maybe not on the first interview. Maybe that's not going to happen. But if they're serious about you and you're serious about them, before you get to the point where they're going to offer you the job, you want to walk the space. I walk it before I even get to the interview. I mean, one thing that I always did was I would hang out in that hotel. If I knew I had an interview coming up, I would hang out in that hotel and see exactly what's going on before I even did the interview because I wanted to know every single thing what's going on with the front desk. I mean, are they, cordial to people? People at the, the people that are welcoming you, the valet, the bellman, how are they? Because that all affects your business, okay? Especially if you're trying to bring new business in and you got rude valet people and rude bellmen, that's going to affect your business, right? So make sure you do all your homework. And it's not just the facts that are presented to you on their website or some of the research you did. You actually have to go and check out the hotel, be present at the hotel and see exactly the service levels that are going on. How was your experience? And you know what, I'm not opposed to staying the night at the hotel and experiencing the services that way too. You experience a check-in, the checkout procedure. Maybe you order room service. Maybe they don't have room service. Maybe you didn't even know that, right? You had to do DoorDash or something. I don't know, but you understand what's going on. You got a big picture. You got a great picture of what's really going on there, right? So you want to make sure you do a lot of those things. A lot of people don't even do that. They just go into interviews cold, and they take a job, and then they find out later after the fact that, man, this place is jacked up. I need more money. It happens all the time. But those are the people. It happens to people that don't do their homework. So there you go. Where am I? Where am I? Number 7, guest reviews and feedback. Don't worry, I'm almost done. Just relax and make comments if you want to. Guest reviews and feedback. Check online reviews. Always want to do that. Check the online reviews, TripAdvisor, all that kind of stuff. You want to make sure you want to know what the guest is saying. Let's see. Check online review platforms to understand guest feedback. Be prepared to discuss any reoccurring positive comments or address potential challenges mentioned by guests. Yeah, bring it up in the interview. Like, hey, I checked out your TripAdvisor, and they're saying that the front desk is rude. Oh yeah, that's just one. No, there's like five of them. There's 5 reviews, five comments that say the front desk is rude, and they never get their folio correct. You know what I mean? Things are they're overcharged and things like that. It's a consistent thing. It's a problem. That can be a problem for you as a director of sales and marketing. Okay, so make sure if there's something that's glaring in these reviews that you bring those up during the interview. I mean, like I said, once again, you're interviewing them just as much as they're interviewing you. Number 8, sales and performance metrics. Now, you may not be able to get this, but if possible, gather information on the hotel's recent sales performance, occupancy rates, and revenue. This data will demonstrate your analytical skills and understand of key performance indicators in the industry. Yeah, so you may not be able to get some of this information, but you can at least look at the rates that they're offering because you can get that online, right? If you have a connection within the hotel, even before you interview, that's fine. If somebody's willing to give you the information, maybe even your the competition across the street, maybe you have a relationship with somebody there. They'll be able to give you some information about at least how they're doing, and you can kind of translate that to this kind of the same kind of not the same necessarily brand, but you have the same market segments and within the same market, similar size hotel, you know, plus or minus whatever, but you can find out information. Okay, so make sure you do that if you can get that information. Number 9, local events and attractions. I did go over that. Have knowledge of local events, attractions, and activities that may impact the hotel business. It's like here in Long Beach, the Long Beach Grand Prix is a huge thing. Okay, this information is crucial for marketing strategies and collaboration opportunities. Yeah, they collaborate a lot with people that are coming to that, companies that are represented in that. So you have to know, at least know that it does exist, that it does happen, right? And let's see, the last one, partnerships and relationships. Partnership and relationship. Research if the hotel has any existing corporate partnerships or relationships. This information may be relevant for developing strategies to expand business in the corporate sector. Also, you want to make sure what's the relationship between the CVB. Okay, you have like I'm here at this hotel, right? It's attached to the convention center. How's the relationship with the CVB? You need to know that, right? Contact the CVB. Maybe you have a contact there. Contact them and say, hey, I'm interviewing over here at the Hyatt Regency. Hey, can you give me, what's going on there? How's your relationship? Oh, the relationship is great, and this and that. Oh my God, you're interviewing for the DOS position? Thank God, because the guy that's over there, he's a jerk. Those are just examples, okay? Those are just examples. I'm pushing the envelope here, but no, you just want to make sure, you just want to get their feedback, right? I mean, you make your decision. Everything. There's always there's three. What they say? There's I can't remember what I was saying, but don't always take everybody's word for it. It's good to get, yeah, a couple of people's opinion on certain people or certain hotels or whatever, but it's not the end all be all. You still got to do your homework and your research. Um, yeah, but yeah, ask people internally if you can, like, hey, how's it working for the director of sales and marketing? Or ask the front desk, right? The front desk knows everything, right? And a lot of times they don't like the people in sales anyway. So ask them, say, hey, I'm interviewing for the position. What can you tell me about what's going on? Or the previous director of sales and marketing. Oh my God, I'm so glad that you're here. It's going to be, oh, if you get the job, it's going to be great because we don't like him or her or whatever. Believe me, this stuff happens, right? So sometimes you do have to go around, do a roundabout kind of way to do your research. But I mean, it's important because at the end of the day, what am I going to say again? It's not just about them interviewing you; it's about you interviewing them. Okay, so don't take that lightly because you make the decision. At the end of the day, at the end of this interview process, if they offer you the job, do you want it? Are they paying you what you want? Are they saying things that you like? All your questions been answered? Are there any concerns that you may have? Are there any concerns that they have? I mean, you got to listen to these things and take notes. Make sure you take something to take notes with because you want to remember things, right? You want to be able to look at that and say, yeah, I did ask that question and this. Yeah, and have a list of questions to ask. What they gonna say? Well, we're not gonna ask you. Oh, you brought your whole list of questions. We can't. We don't have time for that. Well, if they don't have time for you to ask questions, then you don't have time to work there. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So, by thoroughly researching these aspects, you'll be well equipped to discuss how your skills and expertise align with the hotel's goals and challenges. Demonstrating your understanding of the hotel's unique position in the market will impress the interviewers and showcase your preparedness for the director of sales and marketing role. So make sure, like I said, we do our job. We prepare for these interviews. Just don't go in there, wasting your time, wasting their time. But like I said, do your homework. Know exactly what you're getting yourself into, right? And ask questions because you may not know what you're getting yourself into unless you ask questions and then they open up and say, hey, this is what's going on. Either you want it or you don't. I mean, there's situations like that too, right? Like we haven't renovated in X amount of years, and the owner doesn't want to renovate for the next 3 to 4 years. Okay, we'll walk the property and see exactly what that means, what that looks like, and say, okay, what are the challenges now? What are your guest service scores? What is like cleanliness and maintenance of room? Those are things that they know. Those are metrics that they know. Every hotel, every major hotel knows those things. Don't be afraid to ask those questions, right? Because once again, you're interviewing them just as much as they're interviewing you. So anyway, that's it. I think that's it, right? I just wanted to come on and do that. Once again, I'm at the Hyatt Regency Long Beach in the LBC. And let me see. I think I had maybe I can show something. Let's see. So that's where am I? I don't even know what that is. Let me see if I can move it to the market. Where's the market at? I think that's going towards me. Oh, maybe if I move that out of the way. Oh, duh. There we go. So, okay, so that's the market and bar, right? That's it, right in back of me. So you can go over there and I can go over there and get some tofu with steamed rice and vegetables and what do you call it, sweet and sour sauce. In fact, I may do that. That sounds pretty good. That sounds like some grub right there. So I may go ahead and do that. But that's just part of the hotel. I just wanted to always want to show exactly what I see. That's downstairs. So if you walk downstairs, there's a stairway or an escalator right there. It takes you down on pool level. So that's a level down. And then there's a restaurant there as well. Meeting space. is to that way, that direction over there. You got what is that called? A Christmas tree right there. So they're in the holiday spirit over here. So I just want to show you that. And let me get out of that one. Let me get out of that. So yeah, so that's it. So got a lot of stuff going on here. I hear people in the background walking around. It's a nice day. It seems like the wind is kind of kicking up a little bit here in the LBC, but it's a beautiful day. It's not. It's perfect. It's not. I mean, just the wind is blowing a little bit, but it's not. It's not cold. It's not, you know, too warm. It's kind of like 72 degrees. It's just like that picture perfect day. And I'm gonna see what this meeting is. I'm gonna see if I'm right. I'm gonna go see if it's like a government or educational group that's going on, and that's because that's the vibes that I get, right? So I'm pretty sure I'm pretty right. But anyway, other than that, you guys have a great day. This is Thursday. Happy Thursday to you. And once again, I do these daily check-ins daily. I'll do another one tomorrow. So if you didn't like what I had to say today, guess what? I'm back tomorrow. So maybe I'll have something else that you don't like. But no, I'm just joking. Anyway, thank you, Cheryl, all about the experiences for coming on. She's at the Omni in San Diego. So I guess that's it. So until tomorrow, you guys have a great day. And as always,